Hello everybody, Sunday afternoon on the park just around the corner from us, and earlier this afternoon heaving. People have definitely got this post-lockdown idea. I was just going to show you these containers behind me. They look very unremarkable in some ways, but the amount of football that was going on and other sports that were going on earlier on this afternoon, and all of them, the kit's in there, the changing rooms are there, everything's in these containers. And it sort of reminded me that there are lots of stuff that we do that's a little bit hidden behind the scenes. So Friday I got a chance to meet Jane down at Poole Food Bank's Argos building. So we've taken over the ground floor of the old Argos building in the Dolphin Centre. What a remarkable area that is. Just huge amount of space, not in the greatest nick, but the guys have done a fabulous job at making use of the space. It even has an Italian room for all the pasta that we have in there, which obviously if you want some pasta then let Alan or Jane know. But it also has some beautiful, they've made the recipe bags in different colours according to the different recipes. So it almost looks as though you've been to a chic shop and taking away a bag full of the ingredients that you can make with the recipe at home. So Jane, thanks so much for showing me around, and all of you over in Poole Food Bank for doing what you're doing. And indeed at all of the food banks, the recipe bags are a great idea. So well done for doing those. But there's other little ideas hidden behind the scenes that you may not know about. The folk at Blandford, for Easter, they put together some tomato plants and gave people some soil. So they actually didn't just give them food in its pure form, they gave them the opportunity to grow some tomatoes, which is a great little Easter idea. What other ones have we got? Oh yeah, did you know, so you know text giving? Everybody goes, well, text giving is a bit passé, we're not really sure whether it works or not. Well done to Ruth and others who have been using it. We have this thing called Donor, D-O-N-R, which is you put in a special word and you say, I give £5 or whatever, and you send it to this text number. Well, apparently we're one of the most successful users of Donor across the country. And if you look at what Wimborne Food Bank, for example, have done, Ruth said they have 8 givers who are all giving £10 a month through text giving. And you add that up with a bit of gift aid, that's like £100 a month, that's £1,200 a year just through text giving. So Ruth's going on a webinar to talk about what we've been doing here at FaithWorks. So good on you folks for doing those sort of things. So that's one way of telling our story, isn't it? These little things behind the scenes. But you remember last week I was talking about the roadmap with the plants? Well, no plants today. But our roadmap going forward, as that first section was all about consolidation and building resilience in. And part of that is being really clear about our story. And so we said one of the things I said we were going to do is about the branding review. Well, that's all been agreed now. The trustees have signed that off. We're going to use a company called Arc by Design. They're going to run 3 sessions for us in May. First one is going to be what they call a town hall session, gets lots of people in the room. We're going to bring to the table all the things that you've said over the last we had a little consultation, didn't we, in September, October last year. We're going to bring all that to the party, and we're going to make sure we've got the information we know about our story and who FaithWorks is and how we best describe ourselves. But they're going to sort of make sure we're bringing all of that into a first session. The second session, we'll try to focus that down to what they call persona. So if we were to have different people who might look in at us, how would they go about understanding our story? And then the third session will be about trying to tie it down more to logo and website and things like that, which we want. So those are all going to happen in May. We're going to do a bit of planning in the next week or so, and I'll come back to you with some dates as soon as I can. But that's the first part of our roadmap moving forward. A couple of other little things. So don't forget, although COVID is, obviously people are seeking to get out of lockdown and so on, we've now got your own personal local lateral flow test, which you can get sent through the post. I know Candice said put on the WhatsApp, she put requests for one in and they came the next day. So if you want to get hold of them, you can really easily now. But it doesn't mean that we should ease up on our own hygiene and great personal health ways of running things within our settings. So please keep going with the social distancing. Please keep going with the masks. The signing in, signing out, don't forget the signing out bit. It's just as important as the signing in, so we know who's been in on the sessions. And the cleaning down, washing your hands, cleaning down surfaces and things like that. Let's keep up with that level of quality in terms of how we manage things. And particularly as sort of buildings start to open up, if you go into the office, please make sure you're wearing a mask to go up the stairs and to get into our main office area. So just those things would be great to keep our efforts up. Just as a final thing then, we had the discussion at church today about Zacchaeus and, you know, the bloke up the tree. Well, just a reminder to me that whatever's going on in our lives, God knows our name. Jesus pointed to him and said, Zacchaeus, come down from that tree, sunshine. And he did. Actually, the way they did it at church this morning, they had some really cool Lego figures, and Jesus was the cool dude with the shades on. Anyway, cool dude said, come down from that tree, Zacchaeus, I know your name. And actually, that's the same for us, isn't it? So whatever you're doing this week, God knows your name, God's on your case, God's with you, and we're with you too. Have a good week, folks.